fire for your mind. The culture clinician.
Women in our 50s, 60s, and 70s. Some of our husbands have passed on or we've gotten divorced. We have gotten adjusted to being single. We don't care how good y'all look. We don't care what kind of car y'all driving. We don't care what kind of house y'all got. We don't care what kind of money y'all got in y'all pocket. Because you know what? We are single and we're loving it. We are not going back to cooking. We're not going back to washing your clothes. We don't want y'all asking us where we at and what time we're coming home.
Gotta listen. This is kosher condition. 7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is kosher.
Ma'am, book a session.
Why are you so worried about who he's with now? You had him, didn't you? And you didn't want to respect him? You didn't want to lay down with him? You didn't want to treat him right? You wanted to be so disrespectful with your mouth? He couldn't get you to do anything good for him. Couldn't get you to pack a lunch. Couldn't get you to make sure he made it to work. Couldn't get you to give him a massage. Couldn't get you to show up to the job and give him a job. You didn't want to do any of that stuff for him. So leave him and her alone. Leave them alone. Girl, get the fuck out of here.
7 wonders, the whole world gotta listen. This is
Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, yeah. I'm so handsome. All in Carmine's with my Benz, I'm so fancy. No romancing. Got my baby and she right, she make you vanish. No time to play, got book dates. Had a plan, only had to wait. Always knew I'd make a way. Send a bill, they send a pay. Keep it real, keep the record straight. Keep it real, no time to fake. All authentic in my own lane. I ain't me till I'm in the grave. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. Ooh, never panic. Get a worry, send it up and then it vanish. I can't stand it. Out of order way you move and see you scrambling. On offense, no defense. Stood strong, no weakness. Used to say I wouldn't beat this. Now they wish they could beat this. Tables turn, not tables turn. God's plan, don't say a word. Know the price, cause I know my worth. My time, get what I deserve. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop.
All right, guys, we're going to get into it. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you can hear me, hit 1. I'm not going to be before you guys too long. Testing. If you guys can hear me, hit 1. And so, guys, we're about to start in a minute. Guys, do me a favor, share the stream, hit the like button. And, guys, we're about to get into it in a minute. Let's go. to you live once again from the greatest state in the Union, the Tar Heel State, where the topography is serene, pristine, and verdant green, where every day is Father's Day, and where manhood is part of hills and valleys, victories and failures. And whereas men, we don't agree on all things or ideologies, but tonight we come together as allies of a common cause, only to dissipate once the crisis is over. Now listen, I'm about to drop some fire for your mind. But before I drop that fire, let's explore why we are doing the Manhood Chronicles.
Friends go, it was simple. When the ends low, switch the tempo. When my friends go, it was simple. When the ends low, switch the tempo. I got right, I got heart all the time. I'm a fight, I go down, but then I strike. I go hard day and night, yeah. I go hard day and night, wonder why, no surprise, see that in their eyes. Whoa. My brother's bumming me bleed. I got the game in the squeeze. What would you do for some wins? What would you do for some goals? Don't pick and choose a family cheese. Some people not built like that. Some people get killed like that. Pressure like water, life, mortgage, I paying that bills like that. Now I got kids like that. No wonder why I feel like that. Some people gonna want for nothing. Me, I gotta walk for something. Some people need knives and guns. Same ones just talking run. Some people gotta walk for nothing. Me, I gotta walk for something. Some people need knives and guns. Same ones just talking run. When my friends go, it was simple. When the ends go, switch the tempo. I got right, I got hurt, I don't die. I'm a fight.
All right, guys. That's enough. We'll get into it. Thank you for the three that are watching, guys. Do me a favor, share the stream. Share the stream for the Keshia Clinician on tonight, guys. I'm going to have a quick show, guys. It's going to be a quick show. I'm going to see my heels get down in a few minutes. This content creation thing, it's a pain in the behind. And but to the three that are watching, guys, if y'all share the stream, I appreciate it. Not going to be before you guys long. But thank you for the three that are watching. I'm going to talk about the debate, guys, because this debate is so important. I had a conversation with a woman, and she was highly, she said she didn't want to cook for her husband anymore. There were comments where they were saying that they were glad that their husbands were dead, and they basically shame and derail marriages. And see, here's the problem with marriages in contemporary times. A lot of these boomer women were complicit into some of the behaviors that you see now in modern women. And not only that, some of these boomers also are no different than some of these modern women, because the influence of the boomer women, some of them was transferred to the Gen X and then also the new millennial women. Now, hear what I'm saying about when I say this. One could argue that boomer women were better in theory because they were not influenced as much by social media. One could argue that. But I would argue that Gen X women were the baton carriers. They were the nexus point between boomer women and also the current millennial women. And while those women weren't as bad, they helped push the current conditions now. And guys, we are one day away from Trump cutting off EBT sponsorships, cutting off food stamps, and cutting off what needs to be cut off as it relates to getting the government back on point. The American government is broke. It's broke. And all of that is due to so many people being complicit in fraud, but also unnecessary spending. And so there are some that will argue that what President Trump is doing is actually noble. But whether you think it's noble or not is your opinion. And I'm not going to sit here and debate about or whatever. But we do understand that there's a crisis going on in America. And the crisis is not only what's going on with what's going to happen on tomorrow, and you guys be safe, but also the crisis is how modern women see men in general. It is extremely rare to find a woman, especially if she has not been imprinted by different men, to honor you, respect you, and love you. We live in a world now, guys, where children are disobedient. They don't honor and respect their elders. They don't respect their parents. They don't show any love and kindness as it relates to those things that are pertinent to the cross. They go to church on Sunday, But the scripture said they worship me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. And it's really baffling how the internet has played a major role in helping us see female nature, because see, a lot of modern women by nature are very selfish. Shout out to all the noble women that have good emotional regulation, because I would be a fool to think all women are that way. But sadly, I could argue that there are more like that than there are not like that. And you men have worked hard your whole lives. Uh, you lost, you got a pension. And the most hurtful thing in the world is it's a term coined by a doctor, a white doctor. It's talking about great divorces, and a great divorce happens when people get in their 50s and 60s, and they say, you know what, I'm no longer happy, I want to end the divorce. And sometimes men are the recipients, are the participants, but many also times they are women. And nowadays, they just get divorced for any reason. That's why no fault divorce is so horrible. Because marriage was supposed to be a contract, a social contract, but also it was supposed to be till death do you part. But see, what made boomer women better in theory was that boomer women of that generation, they were better in theory because they weren't as ran through in theory. Not saying they were perfect, because they weren't perfect. Hold tight, guys. They weren't perfect, but a lot of the Gen X boomer women ones ran through. Hold on. And a lot of the mental health issues that you have now, there's a correlation between women having bodies and marital satisfaction. And some will argue, they said that there was not what's called statistical significance between two partners or two people versus 10. I don't know. Some say after 5, she's totally damaged. I don't know if I agree with that. But it's no flex to say, even though that's good for this day and age. But my point is, your good is never good enough. The house that you bought her is never good enough. And there are some women that appreciate their husbands. And I will argue, if that man was her first choice and she wasn't heavily imprinted, then those women tend to have stronger marital satisfaction. And then also, she's a true woman of faith that adheres to the scriptures and adheres to the teaching of the dogmas of faith. But back to point. I got into a conversation with this woman. I saw the reel come across Facebook, and you guys will be surprised at the comments. How your sacrifice is never good enough. You got a lot of women that are going to be knocking on the door, expecting men to come and rescue them, because the church does not or has not adequately taught women to affirm and respect men. And we're going to talk about that briefly. The world has not taught them how to respond and to respect men. Boys haven't seen masculine men in the greater aspects of society. A lot of men have been conditioned to defer their power, which in essence lead to mental health distress. And so it's an illusion. The illusion was you thought she was a good woman. The illusion was you thought she was going to love you forever. Some of you guys got the Keith Sweat syndrome. Make this last forever, because men tend to be lovers. Men tend to love differently than women do. Men tend to love more sacrificially. That's why when men fall in love, it's extremely dangerous. And like I told you guys, I don't believe that men should fall in love. You can love your woman within reason. I'm not saying not to love her, but you don't love her to the point that you lose your bearings. And men that are dealing with great divorces, a lot of these men have lost their bearings because they love those women more than they love themselves. But what they fail to understand is that women fundamentally, if they don't work on their nature, are selfish. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to show it to you guys. I see it all the time in therapy. That's why people hate males' faces, because this is the first time men have been able to tell their story. The churches won't tell the story, because the churches many times push liberal agendas, or more or less agendas that are more pertinent to women. You're not going to hear it in the schools. You used to hear it in the barbershops, but now they took over the barbershops. So men many times don't have anywhere to go. And many times they have a very negative connotation about what men are trying to say and what men are trying to do. But you're going to see what I mean by what I've said, guys, about how modern women in modern times play a very negative role in how they see men as what's called commodities only to be subjugated with. Dr. T.S. Johnson called it the concu-serf, a concubine slash serf. But I came up with my own term and I call it the commodification of subjugation, an accessory to be used by her. And then when she gets tired of you, I'm going to kick you to the curb and go to my next victim. And that happens a lot, many times in what's called great divorces. But you're going to be surprised how these old Keshias are no different than the new Keshias of today. And it's rare to find an old Katherine, a woman that personified the virtues of yesterday, a woman that believed in family, faith, and community, a woman that had a low body count, a woman that valued her husband more than she valued the opinions of others. But that's extremely rare to find. The Proverbs 31 woman was rare in biblical times, but she's even rarer now. And when you get with the wrong men, the wrong women, men, it can lead to what's called a mental health crisis. So let's look at this lady. Her and I had a few words. And how you doing, Sister Bashur? This came from Crimson Stream. And let's look at this woman, because this woman lambasted, said she was tired of being married. She said she tired of being married. She tired of cooking for her husband. She tired of serving her husband. And she loved being single. She said she loved being single. Listen to this. Hold tight.
Most of us women in our 50s, 60s, and 70s, some of our husbands have passed on or we've gotten divorced. We have gotten adjusted to being single. We don't care how good y'all look. We don't care what kind of car y'all driving. We don't care what kind of house y'all got. We don't care what kind of money y'all got in y'all pocket. Because you know what? We are single and we're loving it. We are not going back to cooking. We're not going back to washing your clothes. We don't want y'all asking us where we at and what time we're coming home.
Now, think about that, guys. Think about the woman that's supposed to hold you, have your back, that's supposed to love you and respect you and honor you. She said, I'm tired of cooking. I'm tired of cleaning. We don't want to cook anymore. We tired of ironing your clothes. And we basically don't want men telling us what to do. But the whole word husband means to be the provider, protector, and caregiver. A husband, a woman's supposed to defer to her husband and respond to his respect. But this is what you guys got now in modern times, women that don't honor their husbands. A generation of children, especially women, that don't honor their husbands. Bashur said that Kevin said to invest in shares. Yeah, I'm about to start investing in shares of wine too, Bashur, and some Amazon stock, because a lot of them are going to need it. And see, Bashur, a lot of these women are going to be okay because they got their husband's pension. They divorced him. She got tired of him. And she's going to go do what's called a great divorce. She got his pension. She doesn't need him now because she got everything that she needs. But I'm going to show you guys the comments. But this is what you call an old Keshia. This woman is an old Keshia. She ain't a new Keshia. She's an old Keshia. And the old Keshias created the new Keshias. But Katherines are something totally different. Katherines are old school women that personify.
But you help me find a husband. It ain't the oldest. It ain't the youngest. It's the treatment. Mm-hmm. It's not the oldest. It's not the good-looking one.
Now,
how about you help?
This older woman would be synonymous to what's called a Katherine. She believed in family. She wasn't ran through. She believed in faith. She believed in service to her husband, service to God, her husband, and her community. These women are almost non-existent now. You don't see them a lot. And so look at the difference between this woman and also the Katherine that we were talking about a few minutes ago.
Let me find a husband. It ain't the oldest. It ain't the youngest. It's the treatment. Mm-hmm. It's not the oldest, Amber. It's not the good-looking one, Amber. It's not the one got money, Amber. It's the one honest.
And not too many of them honest nowadays.
There's some good men out there. But what it is now, it's the women. It ain't the men no more. The women gone bad. The women's gone bad. It ain't the men's now. It's the women done gone bad.
You gonna flip the script on us?
Think about, listen to what this elder is saying. She actually understands that this generation of women is totally different. You know, they're totally different. But see, many times anything pertaining to men and masculinity is often through the lens of negativity. It's often through the lens of negativity. They don't value traditional masculinity. They don't care for it because masculinity in their mind is supposed to serve. And I'm going to show you guys the conversation I had with this woman and the comments that some of these women are talking about. She called me Mr. She called me Mr. on the Color Purple, man. She called me Mr. on the Color Purple, guys. Called me Mr. I think she deleted my comment too. But but when you listen to this elder, you see a stark difference in women of the past compared to now.
Yeah, it's the women done gone.
You a woman yourself.
I'm a woman myself, but I don't do half the things I see these women do now.
They don't care no more.
That's the reason the men don't respect them. That's why. Let me tell you something, Amber. You got to give a man respect to get respect. You know what I'm saying? You got to give.
And they don't know about respect. They don't care about respect. But see, women that respect their husbands are going to be covered during this EBT SNAP crisis. Women that they got a husband early on and they're working to help their husbands become better men, they're going to be fine. There are going to be a lot of women on the outside looking in, trying to reach back to quality men, but a lot of guys are burnt out. They don't care. And they're saying, we're not going to support you or take you under our wing and allow your toxicities to impact us in a negative way.
Give your husband respect to get respect.
Most men in this room and most online will tell you that all of their life, they have been the last thing to be considered.
And you see it, and you're going to see in these clips that most men are the last to be considered. Many times in many modern homes now, white or black, it's the child first, it's her second, her job third, the church fourth, her dog fifth, and maybe her husband sixth. And the husband many times comes in last. The husband sacrifices his happiness for the happiness of a woman. Many men tell me in therapy they have nobody to talk to. They end up having what's called an existentialist crisis because they're broken beyond repair. And so women that honor and respect their husbands, they're going to be in a good state of mind right now because they have men that are holding them down and they have men that have resources. But like this brother is saying, it's rare to find preachers like him that say what I've always said. The woman was not made, man was not made for woman, woman was made for man. Women that understand that and that understand the power of being feminine play a vital role in a man's mental wellness.
Everything comes before man. We even got statements like ladies first, happy wife. And even parents teach their sons, let them go first. And so in every step of his life, he's always last. Women get in the club for free. Now we got to buy bottles at $1,500 a pop so all of the women can drink for free. Remember when I read the text didn't say we were made for y'all. The Bible says she was made for him. And by the way, if you go and look in the Old Testament, whenever a man and woman was married in the Old Testament, a woman stood at the altar and the man walked down the aisle. But now here comes.
Shout out to my man, Through the Fire podcast. That's a good brother of mine. Him and I chop it up all the time. And Through the Fire, man, you know what? I got a show coming up, man. I'm going to bring you on Sunday, man, because I got a cooker coming up on Sunday. And I would love to have you, man, if you got time, man. But shout out to Through the Fire podcast. He said, Coach, we not even last. We don't exist outside a bank account. Homeless dogs get treated better. And I agree with you 1,000,000%. And I'm going to tell you something through the Fire podcast. When I show you these comments by these women, these old hens in their 60s and 50s and 70s, some of these boomer women are the reason why we have the modern day Keshia, because they old Keshia. Old Keshia created Gen X Keshia, and Gen X Keshia played a role in modern Keshia. It's rare to find a Katherine. That's a term that I created. Katherines are totally different than Keshias. Keshia is a terror to the community. But Katherine understands the importance of structure and respect for community. And we're gonna get deep into it. Hold tight.
If you don't believe me, the church is the bride and Jesus is the groom. And the last I saw, the church is here waiting on the groom to come. So if you want us to love you like God loved the church, why are we always doing the waiting?
Children learn how to treat their fathers by watching their mothers do it. And ladies, I know you might want to tap out right now, but if you stick around, I'm going to say something that's going to help you. Children are emotional sponges. And even when you are not sitting them down to teach them a lesson, they are learning about love, partnership, and respect in the way that they are nurtured by you. If they are constantly watching their mother dismiss their father, talk down to him.
That happens a lot, guys. It happens a whole lot. It happens a whole lot. When they talk down to their men, they disrespect their men, and they cause chaos with their men. You got a generation of kids now, they don't even honor, respect their fathers anymore, consistent with what the Bible says will happen in the last days. You got women that talk about the virtues of Christ, but they don't even personify the virtues of Christ. They don't believe in structure. They say they love Jesus, but God is order. They say they love God who they ain't never seen, but they can't even respect their father. They say they love God, but yet they disrespect their father anytime they get. They say they love God, but yet they don't show the virtues of love that's consistent with being a good Christian. And that's why black men fundamentally don't go to church anymore. Because see, you got a bunch of Bible-toting Christians, you know, they call themselves quoting scripture, but they don't even have love. Paul said, though I speak with the tongues of angels and men, but if I have not love, I become as a clanging cymbal, and I don't know all the words of it verbatim. But love is the greatest gift of God. Just because you feed the poor, feed the sick, or witness to people, if you don't have love and compassion, it means nothing. The scripture says we would know that they are my disciples if they have love for one another. Not because they can speak in tongues. Not because they evangelize the gospel. Not because they do all these things they think is important to God. Love is the most important out of all of it. And that's why black men fundamentally don't go to church, because there's a bunch of hypocrites, a bunch of charlatans, a bunch of people that have Pharisee spirits, a bunch of people that think they know more than you. But I'm gonna get into it, guys. I got a cooker coming up on Sunday. I got a nice cooker that's coming up on Sunday. But let's get into it.
Or use a certain tone or body language towards him. That becomes the blueprint. This is not a one-sided game. I understand that this can go both ways, right? But that's not the issue we're dealing with today. Let's stay on topic. For most women, respect is not automatic. It is rooted in a deep level of admiration. Most women need to feel that their man is better than them in some way.
I agree with that. I've always said that's why women like taller men. They want a man that they can look up to. But a woman has a hard time respecting a man that she don't look up to. And she can't look up to you if you're constantly compromising your power as a man.
In order to deeply respect him. I'm not talking about the general respect we give to all people. I'm talking about the level of respect that you give to the man in your life who you're saying is going to lead you, protect you, and who you're saying you're going to honor. And when I say better, I don't mean it in the sense that he's superior or controlling. I simply mean that he's admirable. He's emotionally disciplined, competent, decisive, protective, and grounded. Psychology backs this up. Studies show that respect within relationships stems from the perceived level of competence, integrity, and strength of character. Studies have even found that when women perceive that their partners are lacking discipline, direction,
and I don't even like that word partner. You know, people use that word loosely, but for the sake of conversation, it is what it is.
Or ambition, contempt, and dissatisfaction.
Shout out to the number one sponsor of the stream, Sister Bashua said this. She said, my daddy is still in the hospital, but in rehab, and my stepmother is by his side because says that's part of her role as a wife. No doubt, sis. My mama accompanies my stepfather to his medical appointments. I have good examples. And I appreciate you highly, Sister Bashua. You always show love and support. I really appreciate what you're doing. These numbers are low, but we're going to keep going anyway, man. You know, thank God I got a real job. Thank God I'm a therapist, man. But I appreciate it, Sister Bashua. And you are the number one sponsor, of the stream. Thank you, Sister Bashua.
Hello, lucky person. You got the number right, because you are talking to kids.
Shout out to Bashua, the number one sponsor of the stream on tonight. And you're correct there. Thank you. But you guys, you're going to be surprised, Bashua, what I'm about to show you, to those that are listening in a few minutes. You guys going to be surprised what I'm about to show you from the comments of these ruthless women.
Begin to rise sharply. And according to John Gottman, those are two of the strongest indicators for relationship breakdown. It is extremely difficult to respect a man that you do not look up to in at least one area. And when there is no respect, even in the moments when you may try to hide it, it shows to the people around you, to your partner, and to your children, if you have them. By default, your children will see who you listen to, who you honor.
And you got a lot of men that feel like they're invisible. You know, ever since the fall of man, there's always been a war between men and women, who women wanted the power. She wanted the power, consistent with the book of Genesis, where it says she would have a desire, but he would rule over her. And, you know, there's a generation of women now, they don't teach their children to respect and reverence and honor the fathers. That's why so many men feel disrespected. Men in relationships, they're not getting intimacy. They feel like they're less than, they feel left out. But they wonder why so many men are checking out or just don't care at all. They wonder why.
Who you roll your eyes at, they pick up on it all. That's why it matters who you choose. You can't just go for who chooses you. As women, sometimes we give away our autonomy too quickly for fear of the timelines that we've placed on ourselves. And we end up settling for men we don't respect. Admiration is something that is naturally occurring. You shouldn't really have to work too hard at respecting your man. You can't raise respectful children in a home where disrespect is the daily language. You cannot.
And disrespect has become the daily language now for a lot of kids. A lot of kids now are highly disrespectful. The mothers rebel against the fathers. The mother's rebellion teaches the daughters and the sons that they can rebel against the father when the father is trying to lead them. Anytime masculine men trying to lead women now, he's seen as the bad guy. Anytime masculine men trying to lead women now, they say, you taking my peace, goofy stuff. Don't understand the fundamentals of what regulate her emotions mean. Not understanding that in the Old Testament, if you disrespected the fathers or the elders, you could lose your life. You got some of these goofy men that do the same thing. They don't respect their fathers. They challenge their fathers. They ignore their fathers. But they talk about God and virtue and Christ and love and hope and charity and try to sell things to others. But they don't even have any respect for their fathers. But they'll quote you a scripture in a heartbeat.
Not teach honor if it's not present in your own partnership. And everyone gets hurt in situations like that. You, your partner, and eventually your children. So ladies, use your free will for something good today. So much can be avoided simply through good decision making.
The men that y'all claim don't exist no more, I had that type of man. I had.
And this is a younger Keshia. But some of these women that I'm going to show you guys in a minute, they had good men. But they didn't value those men. They didn't respect those men. They didn't honor those men. They just wanted that pension. They wanted what's called a great divorce.
And I lost them because I was stupid, foolish, young, immature, possessive, mean, with a nasty attitude, ungrateful, entitled, and ignorant. I had a good man.
And you got a bunch of old women that are ungrateful. You got a bunch of old women that are ignorant. You got a bunch of daughters that are ungrateful. You got a bunch of sons that are ungrateful and ignorant. They minimize the importance of their parents. They treat their parents as something to be desecrated with. They say they use the word boundaries when many times it's not even about boundaries, it's about respect. But they say, oh, I'm just setting my boundaries, I'm protecting my peace. But they ignore the parents. But they say they got the love of God in Christ. They talk down to their parents. They say, I hate you. Those things that are not consistent with being children of the Most High. But we wonder why we got so much community disruption now. And this woman, like so many other women, had good husbands at one point. They had a good man. But they divorced that good man. They got that man's pension. Because see, we thought grandmama was special. We thought grandmama didn't have no dirt in her closet. But grandmama did have dirt in her closet. And a lot of women like this woman now is going to suffer because many modern women have been taught to think they're better than men. I see so many men in therapy going through mental health crisis, guys. So many.
And I lost them because
She's singing that song, guys, by Tenny Pendergrass. She said she lost them. She's singing. She said she lost them. She lost them. Had a good man, but she said that she lost them, guys. She's singing that song by Teddy Pendergrass. She's singing the song by Teddy, guys. The whole world is laughing at me. Silly fool. And you got a bunch of silly women now, consistent with what the scripture said. Had a good man, but she lost him. But now the whole world is laughing at her. The whole world is laughing at some of these black women that said they were smarter and more intelligent than black men because they had their doctorates, because they had their master's degrees and their bachelors. But now they lost the good men that they had. They lost the good men that they had because she ran them away. She didn't know how to speak life into them. Some of these kids that are listening, you're going to regret the day that you disrespected your father and the elders. You're going to regret the day that you dishonored the elders. You can say what you want to say about your peace. This is a generation of kids that are so selfish that they talk about their peace. They're weak when it comes down to emotional regulation. They put their own selfish feelings above everybody else. They have no modicum of respect like people did years ago. They talk to their parents any kind of way. They use them and discard them like it's nothing. But watch this. The scripture said, be clear and understand that you're going to reap what you sow. And sometimes you're going to reap it faster than you realize. Because one of the first commandments is to honor their father and their mother. But we got it so bad now, guys, they don't say honor their father and their mother. They say honor their mother and their father. We got it reversed. But you got a generation of women that do not honor and respect the elders. Some of these boys don't respect their fathers either. They undermine the integrity of their fathers. They ask God for grace, but they don't give their fathers grace. But you're going to reap what you sow. Because some of these people forgot they got kids too. And their kids going to get grown one day. And their kids going to do to you the same thing you did to your parents. And like the scripture said, I'm going to laugh at them in their derision. I'm going to laugh at them in their foolishness.
first of all, was shocked that I even got somebody like that. I had never had nobody like that before. And I went into overdrive just doing stupid shit to try to control him and put my claws into him. And it was unnecessary because I had somebody who loved me for real and did not cheat. Loyal. Oh, loyal.
She had a man that was loyal and he did not cheat, guys. He didn't cheat. But guess what? The chicken guys are coming home to roost. The chickens are coming home to roost because starting on tomorrow, Trump will cut them EBT and SNAP benefits. We're not talking about, I pray for disabled people. My heart goes out to little babies and innocent children that don't have nothing to do with their irresponsible mothers. My heart goes out to veterans. But I'm talking about irresponsible men and women that laid on their backs and kept having a bunch of kids. Women that put their children in situations where their children can have mental health issues due to food insecurity. Women that sold food stamps for weave and nails and beer and whatever else they were selling it for. And now the chickens, guys, are coming home to roost.
America's chickens are coming home to roost.
Oh, yeah. The chickens are coming home to roost. The chickens are coming home to roost. And because of their wickedness, the Most High said, I'm going to laugh at them in their derision. You're going to laugh at them in their derision. But she had a good man. These old Keshias had good men. These old Keshias had men that sacrificed their life and their time and their health and their mind for the sake of the family. But he got nothing on Father's Day. While mother was being exonerated, daddy got nothing. And a lot of men go to the grave broken because the world forgot to tell men thank you. But they keep forgetting that man was the first fruit of God's creation, not woman. That's why I don't believe in no, people say girl dad. No, I ain't no girl dad. I got girls, but I'm not going to put my girls' happiness above mine. She should be a dad girl versus me being a girl dad. Meaning, I'm going to practice emotional regulation so my dad won't have to be stressed out. And when my dad is not stressed out, then my dad can give me the best. I'm going to honor and reverence my father, because when I honor and reverence my father, then I know my father going to give me the best. See, we should be, instead of God being God's children, we should be children of God. Because see, when you're a children of God, then you put God's principles before your own feelings. But when you're God's children, then you think about what's important for you first. And that's why some of these women are so messed up, because some of you dad girls put her feelings, her needs, her wants, her desires. You don't set boundaries. You say she's your princess. And by the time she get married, she's nothing for her husband. Some of you men are responsible for some of the behaviors of a lot of these women now.
If you got some man like that, please do the work. Be appreciative and be grateful. Don't be entitled. Do kind and nice things for him. Don't just be a taker. Give back.
Oh, she can't be a taker, guys. You're gonna see how selfish these women are. She can't help it that she's a taker, because she's selfish by nature. That's in her nature to be selfish. That's like telling a little kid don't ask for candy. It's in her nature to be selfish. It's in her nature to put her feelings above what's more important, which is the family. It's in her nature. And society now doesn't teach them anything different. Society doesn't teach them anything different anymore. Society and social media has taught her that she's better and greater, and she deserves the best. That's why you hear women now saying, I deserve a good man. Not that I desire a good man, but they say, I deserve a good man. I deserve to be treated good. I deserve a nice car. You can break your back for your kids, guys. You can give your kids the last, and they'll take everything that you gave them and throw it in your face and more or less tell you it's not good enough. A generation of entitlement, a generation of disrespect, a generation that don't respect, or a generation that does what it wants to do, but do it all in the name of God. Don't have no humility. Don't have no self-reflection or accountability. But the main ones quoting scripture, trying to tell you what you should do and how you should serve God. But while they were swimming inside your nutsack, you knew the word of God. You were studying the word of God. You were reading books on apologetics. You were reading books about proper exegesis and eisegesis and hermeneutics. You would listen to men like John Nankerberg, Dr. Edward Brees, Dr. Walter Martin, that more or less was a scholar and an intellectual on cults and parapsychology. But all of a sudden now, you got kids trying to teach the fathers. And they don't do it in the spirit of humility. They do it in the spirit of arrogance and entitlement. But what they don't understand is that their day is coming. Oh, your day is coming. Your day is coming. And your children's children's day is coming. And they're going to treat you the same way you treated your parents. It's coming. Because you don't cut the hand that feeds you. You don't disrespect the fathers or the mothers. They're the righteous people. Even if your mother is not what you think she should be, you still give her a modicum of honor. The same, even if your father is not where you should think he should be, you still give him a modicum of honor. But this is a generation of children that don't respect anything but their feelings. Extremely weak, selfish, entitlement. I've had kids in my family, especially my oldest, gave her the best. Mostly threw it in your face, almost like it was nothing. One told me one time, that's you. I said, we didn't have cars when we were young as kids growing up. We had to earn it. That's you. Entitlement and respect. But not understanding in the Old Testament and back in the day, if you disrespect your parents, you could get your jaw slacked. You could lose your life back in the Old Testament for disrespecting your parents. Some of these men as well get in their father's face and challenge their fathers. But you're not going to be blessed because you don't see the error of your way.
Respect him. Oh, respect him.
Shout out to my brother Top Gun in the house. Shout out to brother Top Gun in the house. It's been a long time, brother Top Gun, man. Top Gun is one of my old school brothers, man. And he always showing love. Shout out to brother Top Gun. Shout out to Top Gun. And thank you, brother Top Gun, for that super chat. Thank you.
That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's the deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's the deal, right?
Bashir said that these young people nowadays are demanding respect for elders. Yes, ma'am. Yet they don't have the life experience, wisdom to warrant said respect. The entitlement is crazy. You're telling the truth, sis. Very entitled. I got a story coming up, guys. I got a story coming up. So ignorant, so entitled that they think they can teach you. Have a walk the mile in your shoes. And even if the elders were wrong, you show a level of dignity and respect to them. Consistent with the scripture. Not only just the elders in the church, but the elders in the community. But all of a sudden, they can tell you something. They're smarter than you. And I agree with you 100%, sis. Shout out to my man Ray Johnson in the house. Shout out to Ray Johnson in the house showing love. Ray Johnson with the $10 super chat on Cash App. Shout out to brother Ray Johnson, always showing love. Him and I, we chop it up in the back sometime. Shout out to brother Ray Johnson for that $10 cash out, and that's a deal, right?
That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right?
Cause that man, baby, he gone. He with a new woman, and she looked happy as hell. She looked happy as I did when I was with him. I'm happy for her.
And you know what this more or less should teach you good men that are good men and work hard? If you know you're a good father, if you know you're a good husband, if you know you've done the work, don't beg nobody for love. Don't beg nobody to honor and respect you. Don't beg nobody to be in your life. Cut them off and let them go. Cast them to the wind. Because see, what folks don't understand is the world continues to get worse and worse. The most important thing in the world is family and community. That's going to be the most important thing is family and community. But what I've learned is sometimes all skin folk ain't kinfolk, but all family ain't blood, and all blood ain't family. Some of the people that treated me the best, the most, were people that were not my blood relatives. Brother Top Gun have always shown love. Him and I chop it up all the time. He's like a little brother to me. I think Top Gun is like 41 or 42. But the brother's always been shown love, man. Him and I will always agree 100% on all things, but he's my brother. And we don't let our differences separate us as men. He's one of the real ones that are left. You don't find him like Top Gun. Been a ride or die from day one. But this woman now is going to begin to suffer the recompense of her error too. Because, good men are hard to find. If you know you're a good man, don't you ever beg a woman to come back to you in your life. If you know you're a good father, don't you ever beg your kids to honor and respect you. Just cut them off. Cast them to the wind. And pray for them when it's necessary.
You live, you learn. But I'm here to tell you, you guys always say, oh, there's no good men that don't exist. They exist, but they are rare. And if they came into your life, take this message as go get some therapy, go get some help, go heal, go work on yourself, and pour back into that man. Because a good man will wake up one day. Good men are not blinded to the fact that they are a wonderful person to be with. They just love your ass. And when they love you, they stay and they stay and they stay and they stay because they're hoping you will get it together one day. They're not staying with you because they don't know that they're a good man and they may not be able to get anything else. Oh, baby, he know. He counting down on your clock. He counting down on your clock. So work on yourself. Don't lose no good man, because I'm going to tell you, they are rare. And since I've been out here in these streets, it ain't nothing for...
Oh, yeah, there ain't nothing out here in these streets. But a lot of them about to find out that there's nothing out here in these streets. And when they come back, me and Taco was talking to laugh. I remember we were talking about one said, I'm good for you. And he just ignored them. And when they come back, ignore them. If they didn't respect you when you had less than, you don't show them love and adulation now.
Me and these streets, they all trash. That's all. That's the tea. That's the word. I hope I can help somebody today.
Now she lost her a good man. Now she's singing that song by Teddy Pendergrass because she lost her good man. The whole world's laughing at me. She's a silly fool. There's a lot of silly fools because, once again, with this EBT crisis that's about to occur on tomorrow, a lot are going to wish they had a good man because the winter's already here. It's insane at the level of foolishness that you see in these modern women now. It's highly insane. And she wants somebody to take care of all her children.
Somebody needs to pay for all my children and mine and Gary, all my suffering, all of it. Somebody needs to be held accountable, and they need to pay.
Shout out to my man Gregory Scott, another hitter in the house, guys. 18 minutes after the hour, 7 o'clock from the greatest state in the union, the Tar Heel State. Brother Gregory Scotland said another brother has been a ride or die from the day. I really appreciate it. He said, I'm sure you have noticed that all of a sudden black men are showing, women are showing on TikTok, saying they love and need black men. Now is that time. Well, Brother Gregory Scotland, you and I called it years ago. And the chickens are coming home, Brother Scotland. The chickens are coming home to roost.
America's chickens are coming home to roost.
Yeah, Brother Gregory. Yeah, they want a good man now. They want a good man. Their bodies is tired of being used by Raekwon and Day. They tired of giving Pastor all their tithes, not tithes, but tithes. They tired of having to work 2 and 3 jobs. They tired of them children crying. But they were strong and independent. They said the black men were beneath them. They got caught up in the current zeitgeist that we live in. And now they are going to suffer the recompense of the era. Yeah, Gregory, they tried to, many tried to shame us to save the community. Right. Save your community, the black man. I remember it. You remember it. But the whole world is laughing at them now, Brother Gregory. The whole world is laughing at them. because she wants somebody to take care of all her children. She said somebody got to pay.
Somebody needs to pay for all the children. And mine and Garrett, all our suffering, all of that, somebody needs to be held accountable, and they need to pay.
All right, so I'm going to show you guys the comments because, once again, these boomer women were complicit. Some of these boomer women, they weren't as bad as, in my opinion, the current millennial and zennial women. But they did overemphasize education over family. It's very clear that around the Lyndon B. Johnson administration, after 1964, you begin to see a precipitous decline in the importance of family and community, but there was a connection between women getting education and getting outside the homes and communities. So more or less, they disavow the importance of family for the sake of being selfish. And then you begin to see the recompense of their ignorance, of their error. And this woman, her and I, once again, got into an old boomer. I think she's a boomer. Because she said she ain't gonna cook no more and she ain't gonna clean.
Most of us women in our 50s, 60s, and 70s, some of our husbands have passed on or we've gotten divorced. We have gotten adjusted to being single. We don't care how good y'all look.
Their husbands have passed on or they got a divorce. And some of these women definitely don't care that they're passed on. I'm gonna show you guys how disgusted these women are. And how a lot of them, they see you as just a means to an end. Like some said, they see you as a body bag. Some of them see you as a body bag. You're going to be surprised at the comments of some of these wicked women. So shout out to Bashur and Gregory Scotland, as they're the #1 sponsors of the stream.
We don't care what kind of car y'all driving. We don't care what kind of house y'all got. We don't care what kind of money y'all got in y'all pocket. Because you know what? We are single and we're loving it. We are not going back to cooking. We're not going back to washing your clothes. We don't want y'all asking us where we at and what time we're coming home.
Oh yeah, they don't want you asking. Yeah, they want taxation guys without representation. The modern woman don't want to be respected. She don't want to respect a man's leadership. She want to do what she want to do and still expect you to pay those bills. But not understanding that if a man asks you where you're going there, it's a sign that he loves you. That's a sign of healthy respect. But I'm going to show you guys the comments of this woman. You know, her and I had a few words. She said, I'm living my best life, single and loving it. And so, what did I say to this woman, man? What did I say to this woman? Because her and I got into it. And I told her, I said, good. I said, you don't deserve, I told her she didn't deserve to have a husband. And she said, rebellion, old woman. She said, you look worse than Mr. in the Color Purple. She said, I deserve to be single. How about you deserve to be as ugly as sin? She said, I was married for 27 years, Moose Face. So being single is a privilege, not a curse. Now, go and wear your mask on Halloween at your assignment. So I told this heifer, I said, you sound like a Jezebel and an idiot. And I said, I'm glad your husband left your mouthy, ran through, ungrateful behind. I told her, I said, chick, I'm superior to you. You are nobody. I said, women like you deserve to be single. And I was messing with her, talking trash. I said, look like an old dog with that wig on your head. I said, free that horse, LOL. I said, I'm so glad men are running away from selfish, old, rebellious bras like you. You deserve to die alone by a toy and some wine. I said, you are the reason so many women will die single and alone. I would never tolerate a loser like you. You're not going to disrespect me, woman. And I told her, I was joking. I said that forehead going back to the 60s with that traction alopecia. She picked the wrong one when she started talking to trash to Coach, because I'm good with it. She picked the wrong one, guys, when she started talking trash to Coach, because you want to start talking trash. I can talk trash. Yeah, right. Gregory said, yep, Coach, and many Tried to say, yeah, right. Free agent said, do a follow up in 10 years. Yeah, she probably did by then, free agent. Gregory Scotland said that Kosha, also the brick lady got sentenced. Many of us tried to tell others something. Many of us tried to tell others something didn't smell right, but yet black men were dragged up and down. But it's always that way, man. Confident, hardworking black men are always that way. And yes, for sure, I'm not surprised. Definitely sign language. But she got this work though. She definitely got this work. And she got mad at me because right here I said, good, she deserves to be single. No one got time for rebellious old women. And so look at some of the comments, guys, to some of the women. Because see, some of these women are divorced because they didn't come into the marriage with the heart of a servant. They came into the marriage expecting to be served. This woman said, I'm divorced and honestly, I enjoy and love my single life. I'm not a party girl. No, that's not me. I just love my life the way it is. I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. When I was married for 24 years, I was very lonely. So thankfully, I woke up and realized it was time for me to be honest with myself. I wish my ex all the best. So she basically divorced the man for no reason. No justification for divorcing her. Him. Just thankful I'm no longer in that situation. Gave up a man. Man probably was a good man. And listen, look into the women. The women say, she sounded like a strong woman for divorcing a man that was honorable. She put her feelings above the relationship. Look how selfish they are. Amen, sister. I hear you protecting every day because these spirits are so real. This woman said, whatever boy that said nobody wants our old butt. Nobody want y'all old butts. Don't come looking where you young ones use you. Y'all know what she's talking about. But let me show you some comments. This one gets real hard, man. One of the comments, the woman got real disrespect. She said, "Yes, ma'am. You totally described me for sure. I'm recently widowed, and you nailed it. Think about a woman that lost her husband, not showing any remorse or contrition. I just talked about earlier, guys, a great divorce, and she said, yes, ma'am. You totally described me for sure. I'm recently widowed, and she's happy, guys, that her husband is dead. Now you see why we tell you, men, to put yourself first. Now you see why we tell you to get out of that program, because it's part of our natural hardwire is to serve and protect women. But then you see why I tell you, men, not to do that without demanding something in return. Because if she don't have sweat equity in the relationship, it means nothing. And this woman said, Miss Traction Alopecia said, thanks, sis, because she probably got money from her husband in a great divorce. They are celebrating that their husbands are dead. Either they divorced their husbands or they celebrate that their husbands are dead. Look at this. Look what Diane Harris said. Yes, I'm loving it. Whom God has set free, I'm free indeed. Loving me some Diana Harris. I got a real good man, though. Y'all, I can't and will never leave him out. He's been taking care of me faithfully and don't complain. Don't want nothing back in return and doesn't even say, I did this or that for you. My man just does for me when I don't ask him for it, because he says he will take care of those that are his. But what is she doing for him? No wrong with taking care of those that are his. But men got to be careful with that without expecting something in return. But here it is, anyway, Jesus Christ, y'all don't know what y'all missing, and y'all don't have to be a side piece. Either his life is just big and strong. I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what she's talking about. and so Jay Harbison said, sign language, like Bashir was saying, shame, insults, and guilt that need to be right. They got what's called death syndrome. Jay Harbison said, and we ain't mad at you, boo. Enjoy, and while you're at it, hit the gym. And look how she disrespected the man. She said, You know, the shame, the sign language. You big teeth, E.T. deformed looking big arms, but attractive mouth. Tell those fat-faced women you're standing with to work out. And look how she had to screenshot the man to disrespect him. But that's what they do, guys, when they don't agree. This woman's an old bird, and she disrespecting that man. But they're going to see in the next couple of years when these robots, when them taxes on that home is going up, or when they can't, when that money from that great divorce runs out. Lisa Smith said, very well said. I'm 57 and being single for 6 years and loving it. And listen, that's their right. Brian Beasley says, stretch marks and hot flashes is like a thong to me. I don't know what he means by that. I guess he's turned on by it. Look at what Bonnie McClain said. I never cook for a man. Look how they celebrate it. You see how they don't value men? They don't value men. This white woman says she ain't never cooked for a man. She said she ain't never, guys, cooked for a man. She said she ain't never cooked for a man. Look at how they celebrate their being single. Preach, sister. This woman say, speak for yourself, lady. And then I said that rebellious mute won't be saying it by 2030. I said that hairline going back to the 60s. I said by 2030 we'll go back to the 50s. Sounds so ignorant and entitled. Look what they said. Look how selfish they are, guys. Single and free and do as I please. They don't come into marriage wanting to serve a man. They want all the benefits of being married, but still want to do what they want to do. And that's why some of you men have made good choices. When they come and say, can I get help? Ignore them. Tell them you can't do nothing for them. They strong and independent. This woman, she gets the assignment. She said, well, speak for yourself. We were not created by God to be alone. I'm the one who loved being married and want my husband back in Jesus' name. Each to his own. God gave me a wonderful husband. I appreciate it. I believe all things are possible with God, and I'm not interested in any of these men nowadays. However, I enjoy being married and doing the wife's duties. Amen. She said she enjoyed being a wife. Now this hyena said, well, it sounds like to me you spoke for your own self-worth. Wow. Okay, let me try to decipher this comment in Jesus' name. So your husband left you and you're waiting for him to come back because, man, this is not meant to be alive because man's not meant to live alone, but still you are single and waiting, right? Tell me what happens next. Do you have any idea when your husband will return? Seems like you open yourself a can of worms. There ain't nothing to do with this video because I said some women, not all. Be blessed. She got a sassy mouth. This old hyena got a sassy mouth. She got a sassy mouth. This old hyena got a sassy mouth, guys. And look at the hyenas being disrespectful, mocking her. Look at the hyenas being disrespectful to her and mocking her. This person said nobody wants an old woman. But I'm trying to find this comment, guys. This one gonna really shock y'all. This one, guys, gonna really shock y'all real quick. This one, guys, is gonna really shock y'all. This woman, look at what this woman said, guys. To deceased husbands and loving my single life. You see how selfish they are, guys? Do you see how selfish that is? They are rejoicing in the death of their husbands. They're rejoicing. Yeah, it's crazy, but sure. They are rejoicing in the death, guys, of their husbands. They're rejoicing. Right. Shout out to my man Don Ryan. Don, we got to get together, brother. I got another show coming up, man. You and I got to get together. I got one that I'm going to tackle with you, man, at some point. So be on standby, man. I got a good show coming up. But it's crazy. It's very crazy. Two deceased husbands, and she sounds like a black widow. She glad her husband is dead. But they tell y'all to come back for black love and save the community. Where some of these old birds, some of these old boomer women are just as bad. And they created the modern Keshia. It's hard to find Katherines, but it's easy to find a Keshia. She says she is happy to have deceased, two deceased husbands and single life, and she's loving it. And so the guy, Willie Harmon, said, us brothers feel the same way too. So don't think you're the only one that feel this way. We love it that way too. So we are both smiling. Now look at her respond to it. And listen, I understand that marriage is not for everybody. Some people don't deserve to be married. But to be celebrating that your husbands are deceased, that says a lot. She says, say it loud and clear, sis. My single, unattached life is peaceful, uneventful, and blessed. And they don't think that some of these men are being glad to be single too. They don't have to deal with the responsibility of being a provider and protector. Now I'm sure she's gonna lambast her. But here's the thing: I never stated I didn't want companionship from time to time. She want companionship on her own terms. I respect you. She want it on her own terms. She said from time to time. But who want to be with you, ma'am? You about 65 years old. You got a wig on your head. Probably got traction alopecia. Ain't nobody's taking you serious for that. Who want to have a companionship, but somebody as selfish as you? See, there was a time, guys, when a woman lost her husband, she would die right afterwards because she wasn't ran through. Now look at this. This is the comment, guys. Look how wicked this woman is. She said, "Amen. You are so right. I love it. My husband has passed away, and I'm happy. I do what I want to do, and come like I feel." y'all see how wicked these women are, guys? Do y'all see how wicked these women are? But y'all get mad at Manosphere and Red Pill talking comments when men talk about female nature and female behavior. Do y'all see it? Do y'all see it? But they wonder why so many men are checking out. and becoming, look how evil that is for a woman to say she's happy that her husband is dead. She's loving when her husband has passed away, and I'm happy and I do what I want and go as I come as I feel. And she said, awesome. Imagine celebrating a man that was supposed to provide for you and protect you. And that's why these women there don't really see husbands as somebody they honor and respect. Many of them see a husband as a means to an end. But some folk talking about black love and falling in love. Elaine be talking trash too, man. Somebody said, y'all single women in your 50s, 60s, and 70s, and take any penis you can get as long as it gets hard. Y'all need to stop with the cap. I'm not going to read these comments, man. But I did this, guys, to let y'all see how selfish these women. This woman said, I don't like being single, and I pray to God match me with a man I've enjoyed being with my latter days. And they're going to wish they had a man in their latter days. They're going to wish they had a man in their latter years. They're going to wish it. Oh, my God. This one said, I'm almost 60 and I just became single and I love being on my own. Look what she said, Bashur. She said, no cleaning, no cooking and cleaning when I want, and not having to worry about somebody else all the time, and their needs is very nice. Like men don't have to worry about them. Like men don't have to worry about putting their life on the line. Like men don't have to worry about being a provider. Like men don't have to worry about being a protector. Like men don't have to deal with her senseless nonsense. But they wonder why men don't want to get married. Selfish. Let me tell you something I learned about a lot of women. Every woman don't act on it. But women that are grounded, they understand that they can be selfish, but they just don't act on it. But most women are not grounded, and they are extremely selfish. Some of them, there are some women that have killed their husbands waiting for that retirement check. Look at them all say, preach, sister. Guys, these are old women. These are silent generation and boomer women. we thought the boomer women were the good ones. This woman right here says she's almost 80 years old. And they're the ones that helped lead the rebellion. They weren't as bad, but they helped lead the rebellion. I remember my dad 82 years old, and I asked my dad if he wanted to get married again, and he said no. My dad said he don't want no old woman. And my dad, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy work, man. It is crazy work. Now, many of us guys have been taught that grandma was a good woman. Grandmama was benevolent. Grandmama was sweet. Yeah. And that's Eva glad to have two husbands to see. Yeah, Rhonda Payne, 2195. Yeah, but that's why we say what we say. They get selfish with you, but don't want to get selfish with that light bill. Pay or get cut off. She says, sorry, but I will be besides my husband passed away. It would be difficult to live without him, no doubt. But yeah, but they don't think like you, sis. Yeah, they don't call you a pick-me. Which is stupid, by the way, oxymoronic. Because every woman should be a pick-me.
Me to see things the way y'all see things.
And listen, y'all look past this language, but this old head is basically trying to tell y'all that these women are not as special as y'all thought they were. Grandmama wasn't as special. Many times we talk about granddaddy, but grandma wasn't as special as y'all thought she was.
And I ain't gonna never see things the way y'all see things, because I lived a different life. To you, that's your nana, that's your grandma. She ain't nothing like that to me. Y'all like to say, Big Mama always made a way. She may not have had no money, but she found a way to make a way. She didn't find no way to make a way. She made her way over to that bedroom and picked up.
Is that true? Is that true, guys? The Big Mama make her way over to the bedroom, man. The Big Mama come into the boom boom room. Is it true?
The woman right. That's the problem. Y'all expect me to see things the way y'all see things, and I ain't gonna never see things the way y'all see things, because I lived a different life. To you, that's your nana, that's your grandma. She ain't nothing like that to me. Y'all like to say, Big Mama always made a way. She may not have had no money, but she found a way to make a way. She didn't find no way to make a way. She made her way over to that bedroom and picked up that money off that nightstand.
And guys, what this proves is that there ain't nothing new under the sun, according to the book of Ecclesiasticus. There's nothing new under the sun. And I would argue the women back then were better because they had less access and opportunities. And they were just conditioned different. But the desire was still in them. Some just didn't act on it. They just had standards. They had a high level of dignity and grace. Now, what percentage of these women were like that back then, I don't know. But we know it did happen because nothing new under the sun. But what was seen as taboo back then is normal now. That's the difference. But Grandpa is, telling the truth.
See, that moo-moo she wears, she flip it up in the back and she lean her ass against that wall. That's what your grandma did. Now you go in there and ask her, Grandma, how'd you make a way? Why you think my work uniforms was hanging up on that clothesline and I ain't never once lived over there? That Cadillac pull up, she know what time it is. That's why y'all had y'all ass in the bed, or your mamas them had your ass in the bed. The woman. That's the problem, y'all. Now you go in there and ask on that clothesline, and I ain't never once lived over there. That Cadillac pull up, she know what time it is. That's why y'all had y'all ass in the bed, or your mamas them had your ass in the bed. Now go ask your grandma about that. So everybody wanna exaggerate. Your grandma sat her ass in that juke joint, sipping on water, waiting on a player to buy her a drink. She ain't have no money for no drink. She want to hear her favorite song. She ain't got no money for the jukebox.
And listen, that's part of the illusion. That's part of the illusion that a lot of men have more or less assumed about women of that time. Women are not special. They're just human. That's not to denigrate them. They're just human beings. They're just human. and Grandpa is telling his story.
That's what your grandma was in there doing. Waiting on a nigga with a van with a fifth wheel on back and a little bitty ladder.
That was them vans back in the 70s, them Chevrolet vans. They had a wheel on the back and a little ladder. Y'all remember that?
What your grandma was doing. Sometimes we ain't even make it to the house. She be in the back of that van. I pull up to the damn juke joint. Somebody already been and got her. I see that van just a rocking and a rocking. I know your grandma was in there getting that rent money. I used to be so happy when the first of the month came up. People think I was happy because it was Black History Month. Now, I knew it was the shortest month of the year, and your grandma wasn't going to have that rent money, and I was going to have me a time. Now, go ask your nana about that. You can't expect me to see the world how you see the world because I lived a different life. You see her as special. I don't see her as special.
So let's look at the comments, man. And so once again, a lot of these women were old Katherines. I mean, old Keshias, man. They were old Keshias, and these old Keshias told the newer Keshias, girl, you better use a man what you can use him for. And not understanding a lot of that contributed to what a lot of men have went through.
The woman running the household, she running the household now. Things don't go like she want to.
That's when trouble starts. From what I've learned and the way I was raised, she ain't leading nothing. The woman wasn't leading nothing. Man ain't got no winning chance of being the man of the house because the women wants to be the man. They want to make the decision.
It's true.
They want to tell the man what to do, when to go, when to come, and they want his paycheck.
And that's the hypocrisy of a lot of these old Keshas. These old Keshas are rebellious. These old Keshas say, happy life, happy wife. That's what the old Keshas say, guys. Women and children are taking over the household thanks to the government. And they wonder why we have the condition that we have now in the black community. The daughters don't respect the fathers. The mothers teach the daughters to rebel against the fathers. When the fathers try to lead the children the right way, the mothers teach the daughters rebellion. That's why men don't want to get married. Get married for what? You can't be married in your own house. She can get you for half of everything you got. Are there a few good women that respect order and respect leadership? Yes. Shout out to my friend Anita Stoutmeyer. She, in my opinion, is one of the personifications of women of yesterdays. But I think Anita is rare. Can you find that in other countries where men lead and rule? Yes. But you're not going to find it here in America.
When he walked through the door, how the government done turn the world around, that's the devil working through the government. They gave the kids and the woman all the rights. Man don't have no rights now. The kids can call the police, they'll come and lock you up, take you out of your own home, and you the provider for the family. The government got that, boy, that's accurate of the law. Ain't saying that it's right to abuse and beat up no woman or nobody. But you ain't got to put your hand on a woman. A woman, just tell them. Just say you put a hand on there and lock your ass up. Free trip to jail. Then who gonna pay the bills? You ain't got no win. That real man down, he don't feel like he have no rights. That's killing. Especially a young one. Back in the older...
Y'all hear what this OG is saying? Y'all hear what this OG is saying? Do y'all hear what this old gentleman is saying? And what he's saying is fundamentally true.
Days, women respected their husband. They don't respect the man now. And the government gives them that authority not to have respect for the man. She figure like she don't need it. And after they run him out, then they will take care of him. So what did I got? If I can't raise my children, if I can't say what my children should be, the way they should be raised and disciplined and everything, well, that woman will come in there. If I said don't, she said do. Women lie for their children to the daddy and everything. Cause that been going on for years. Let a woman lie about a child. Cause that woman wouldn't do it. Back in the day, that kid that messed up, that woman gonna be the first one to wild up, and mama gonna be the first one to report it. No so-and-so did this at school today. He did. Yeah, I told him I gonna let him see you.
Yeah, you see, women of the past, they were better. They weren't perfect. You had a lot of old Keshas back in the past too, but you had more Katherines in the past than you have Keshas. You got a lot of Keshas now. You got old Keshas, you got middle-aged Keshas, and you got new Keshas. But you want traditional black men to give their lives and put their life on the line for the typical, the modern woman. But they'll say black men hate black women. But yet these men are going through mental health crises. And that's why I tell men, stop giving and providing and doing everything you can for children and women that don't honor and respect you as men. Focus on yourself. Focus on your health. Do what's best for you. Because there's a generation of women that have not been taught to honor and respect men.
I ain't saying nothing to them. I'm going to let them split you talk to them. That's where they used to go back in the day. Now, your kid can come home and got a spell from school. She'll try to hide it. Mess the children up, man. Ain't no way the world can grow off of what we're working with now.
Back in the day, was they lying a lot?
Wasn't a whole lot of them. I'm telling you, when she knew she'd get her ass tore, but she got caught on a lie. Now she ain't worried. Because if the man put his hands on her now, he going to jail. And she knows she got that authority by law. You know what the word is. The little I've read, it speaks on that woman supposed to be a follower, not a leader. Now they in the pulpit and everywhere, running households and everything. Man ain't got no rights. Got a right to go out there and make a paycheck, bring it home, put it in her hand. Then his rights is gone.
Never me. I'm not putting no paycheck in no hand. And I would never submit myself to the whims of a woman, and she make demands of me as a man in my life. That would never happen. But what the OG is saying is true. If women got in men's faces back in the past, they could lose their life. If children got and challenged their father's authority, they could lose. I've had my oldest have done that to me. But get in your face and challenge your leadership and challenge your authority. Now understand that back in the Old Testament, they could have lost their lives. But they don't respect. If you try to be a man now, you're the bad guy. You're the bad guy for trying to be a man in this day and age now. And they always talk about every bad thing you do. You can do 20 good things, and they'll focus on that one bad thing because their hearts are wicked. They don't value true masculinity like the Bible and the patriarchs did back in the past. And if I was a single man now, I would never get married again. The only way I would get married again, she would have to be a true godly woman, and she understood her assignment. And at this stage in my life, I ain't got time to teach a woman that. If I ever got married again, my wife would be foreign. I would never deal with the typical American woman. I wouldn't even look at her.
After that happened, you ain't got no more rights. Shit. Let them have it. The Lord blessed me like that.
An IQ of 85 to 150.
They like alpha males. And the reason why women don't like alpha men is because alpha men have self-discipline.
All right, so
they have.
So ain't nobody got time for Priscilla. She don't even know what she is, man. Priscilla don't even know what she is. Bless her heart. Nobody got time for Priscilla. All right, hold on. Let me show you guys something. Let's go to the next one. And this is more consistent with what men are looking for. Now, this is what women are saying now. This is what you single men have to deal with now when it comes down to dealing with getting a wife. You cannot. She don't want to take no accountability. You can't prevent a woman from basically laying on her back.
There is no way to avoid being a single mom, and I don't think people realize that. Because people will always say, oh, wait till you get married, wait till you get a certain age, wait till this, wait till that. Baby, a man will pack up and leave you and that baby in a heartbeat. Move on with his life and act like that child never existed. We see so many married single moms on this app, and in y'all mind, y'all will sit here and say, wait till you married and then you'll have the support from a man. Baby, a man gonna always be a man. He will get up and leave. So
look how silly that sounds, guys. Don't that sound silly? This woman is taking exception and making that an equivocation to the rule. On average, that doesn't happen. Can it happen? Yes, but that's not the average, man. It's not the average at all.
Don't have a child until you are comfortable and confident enough that you can solely provide for that child. Period. You could get divorced. Your spouse can die. They can lose their job, which could cause a strain on the family. They can lose a parent or a sibling, which could cause strain on the family. Mental health problems. It's so many things that can result in a man just not being a good partner and all the responsibilities of being
Yeah, that's a trauma response, man. Your husband's not your partner. He's your husband.
Child, sole provider, sole everything. The mother will fall on you. So have a child when you are ready to take care of a person by yourself. I don't care if you're married, engaged, whatever. Have a child when you can take care of that child, period. There is no way to avoid being a single mom. And
do men even benefit from traditional marriage these days? I recently made a post on this on my other page saying that men don't benefit from marriage anymore. But I really want to know women's input on this and how they believe that a man is benefiting from traditional marriage. Because in my personal opinion, what I've seen is once a man gets married, not only is he cut off in the bedroom, he's still expected to show up for the family and still do all of those husband duties and bust his ass, most likely blue collar worker, and pay the majority of the bills, if not all. And then when she finally gets bored of all of that and realizes I'm not getting the attention I need because you cut him off like when you got married, you take him for half of his shit. So what is the benefit these days to a man getting married? Because I really...
Is there any benefit, guys? Can you get you a Katherine like your granddad got back in the day? And what you guys are saying now is consistent with what theology said would happen in the last days. It said children will be disobedient to parents. But not only that, people will be lovers of self, lovers of pleasure, more than lovers of God. And listen, we all struggle with certain vices. You know, I could pray more. I need to pray more. I need to read my word more. It's not because it's not in my heart to do it. I just got to make the time to do it. I should have been doing that now. But it's just a different world. Now things are just spinning out of control. Things are spinning radically out of control.
I really don't see it when it is a woman that doesn't have her priorities straight. And when I say priorities straight, like your husband should be a priority. You should want to engage in said activities in the bedroom with your husband. You should want him just as much as he continues to want you. And I know damn well if the roles were reversed, and sometimes it is, she automatically jumps to, are you cheating? What are you doing? Why don't you want it? But if a man does that to a woman, when she cuts him off, if she cuts him off in the bedroom, he is not allowed to question said reason. He is not allowed to bring up said activity, because then it's, oh, that's all you ever think about. So I want to know, from a woman's perspective, how does a man benefit from marriage in today's...
Do men benefit from marriage in today's day and time? Most men would say no, unless they can get a quality woman. But most men would say they don't benefit. There's no benefit. The courts are involved. He basically dies once he say I do, because he's at the mercy of that woman.
Society, because from where I'm sitting, they don't. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Do men...
The best pot.
I had to unlearn is the strong black woman title. And I've had to take the S off of my chest and replace it with safe, seen, and soft. This whole moving through life, I've never heard strong white woman, strong Asian woman, strong South Asian woman, strong Spanish woman. Never in life.
Just your own label as a black
just
woman.
Strong black woman. And so therefore, a lot of us are moving through life, have to be strong. We're denied medical attention, have to be strong. Right? So all of in our relationships, not being able to be submissive, all the things, right? So there's a lot, we actually mirror one another in that sense. And for some reason, we haven't ended up together. And now it's time, like, all right, you know what? We have to dismantle this whole thing.
My heart breaks that women like this have finally figured it out. But in all likelihood, it's far too late. She's gotten older. A lot of time has passed. A lot of the things that men are attracted to about women have already started their decline in her, right? Sure. Some of them are already gone. Black men are moving on to different races. The younger generations coming up behind us, they're more open to dating outside their...
I agree with him. They are more open to dating outside their relationship. And also dating women from other countries. I would never marry the typical American woman if I was single, or ever a single man again. If I ever did it again, something happened to my wife and I did it again, I would go into a culture where men are honored and respected, not where kids can get in your face and disrespect you. Not when kids challenge your authority. Not when you try to lead your kids, they say you're trying to lead them and teach them what's right, and they say that you destroyed their peace. Entitlement and very ignorant.
Their race than any other time in history. It turned out to be too much. The bad behavior that mothers passed down to their daughters, it turned out to be too much. And this is the reputation of the black woman that makes a lot of them unfit for anything serious in the eyes of men. It's very unfortunate. So much cultural damage has been done that we won't be able to undo it. We don't have the resources nor the time to undo it. From here, I guess the only thing that is left for us to do is be honest with the generations that are coming behind us and tell them how their lives will most definitely turn out.
At least the degrees won't betray me. Girl, yes they will. Do you know how many people have spent years getting a degree, hundreds of thousands of dollars getting a degree because they were told if you go and get this degree, you'll be able to get this type of job, make this kind of money, and live this type of lifestyle. You were made all kind of promises about how that degree was going to give you this beautiful life, only to get out of college and find out that there are no jobs in that field, and you end up working in a customer service position right next to somebody with a high school diploma.
And some of them are beginning to realize that. Some of them are beginning to sadly realize that. Many are.
You end up working in a customer service position next to somebody in a high school diploma, and they make more money than you because they have more experience. Talk about betrayal. That's betrayal. Because you could have saved your time, you could have saved your money, you could have saved your effort. And no, you fell for the okie doke of if you do this, I'm going to give you this. So yes, we know there are some men that will lie, cheat, they will betray us. Let me make sure I say it right. Let me use my college degree, baby. But then there are some people that only get degrees to be able to say, well, I got a degree, but what did that degree give you? Nothing. And now you still out here struggling with even more debt, still by yourself, still trying to figure out what you're going to do in life.
Yeah. And sadly, that comes from a lot of old Keshias. They taught the girls to get your degree and go out and have fun. They didn't tell them to go be wise and try to raise a good family and have a strong family. But you got a lot of them now old and used up and ran through, and then all of a sudden they're looking for a good man. And no man of means want to waste his time for that.
Betrayed.
As a therapist, I can...
When do we finally hold women accountable? Modern society is a classroom, but only the boys get graded. Men are told to improve, women are told they're enough, he must grow up, level up, man up. She just needs to find herself. And the result? An entire generation of men held to standards by women who have none. Let's break it down. 1. The world is her therapist, but you're always her problem. She ruins the marriage, she was unhappy, she cheats, she didn't feel emotionally safe, she disrespects you. Well, maybe you weren't leading right. She hits you, be the bigger man. But the second you raise your voice, you're controlling, toxic, abusive. Modern culture will write 10 chapters unpacking her trauma.
Exactly. Very true. I see it all the time in therapy. You got kids that are getting in your face and disrespect you. They're getting in your face and challenge your leadership. But then if you cuss them out or yoke them up, I hate you. Don't ever take no accountability for their bad behavior. And if you're a single man trying to raise a family this day and age now, it's no way in the world I would deal with the current relationships in this generation. They don't see you as a husband, as a father. They see you as you being their equal. The women don't see their husbands as husbands. They see them as a partner.
But won't give you one sentence of grace. 2. We raise daughters like queens and expect sons to be slaves. From birth it's drilled in, protect your sister, don't hit girls, let her go first, be a gentleman. But what do we teach her? You're a princess, don't settle, you deserve better. Men are trash. So she grows up entitled.
And that goes back to old Keshias, but also it goes back to what I was saying about dad girls. Some of you men are complicit in the behaviors of your daughters because you taught them to be dad girls. Instead of teaching them, girl dads, instead of teaching them to be dad girls. A girl dad, the men that venerate and love their daughters, versus a dad girl teaching the daughter to honor and respect males and men leadership. I would never get married again in this current culture that we live in. I wish a woman damn would tell me to tell my paying all bills. And you ran through. You're not a virgin. You got kids by other men. But you think I'm gonna pay all the bills. You sound like a fool.
He grows up guilty, she expects worship, he expects war, and then we wonder why marriage feels like punishment. 3. Women are allowed to be weak. Men are punished for being strong. A man gets cheated on, he's told to forgive. A woman gets corrected, she's told to leave. He sacrifices everything, still not enough. She posts a quote about choosing herself, and the whole world applauds. Men are expected to carry emotional maturity, financial stability, spiritual leadership, and physical protection, while asking for nothing but peace. And even that is too much, apparently. 4. Men are blamed for the consequences of her choices. She picked the bad boy. You're still blamed for how it ended. She spent her 20s chasing fun. You're told to heal her with patience. She left a good man. You're told to believe in love. She's divorced 3 times. You're expected to marry her like a virgin bride. Every man is judged by his performance. Every woman by her potential. 5. Even the red flags are now your responsibility. She nags, she mocks, she flirts online, she disrespects you in public. But if you react, you're the villain. Apparently, a man must be emotionally bulletproof while loving a woman who throws daggers with no remorse. And even other men say, bro, just learn emotional intelligence. No, sometimes the problem is her, and we need to start saying it.
How many of you men feel that way? How many of you men feel that way to the point that you don't believe in marriage? How many men feel that way? Hit one. We're going to end this stream in a few minutes.
If she's failing as a wife, it's your fault for picking her. It doesn't matter that she lied, that she manipulated, that she sold a fake version of herself until the wedding night.
Exactly.
Once she starts destroying your peace, the world says, well, you chose her, should have seen the signs.
Right. Holding a man accountable for deception. Hold a man accountable for the children that disrespect him. Don't know the story. Don't know his trauma. Don't know his pain. Everything is seen through the lens of her pain. Don't care about his pain.
Be a better husband. Meanwhile, if you mess up, you're kicked, cancelled, crucified. Apparently, women are never responsible for what they become. Only men are responsible for what they choose. Final word, we can't save the family until we call women out. We're not allowed to correct women anymore, not allowed to challenge their entitlement, not allowed to question their contradictions. But until we do, men will keep suffering in silence, children will keep growing up in broken homes, and marriage will keep becoming a rigged game no man wants to play. A good man should grow, he should lead, he should improve, but so should she. Because if a woman can't be corrected, can't be led, and can't be held accountable, she's not ready for...
And they don't want to be held accountable now. See, you got a generation of women that they can disrespect their fathers. And then as soon as you say something about the disrespect, now you're the bad guy. You can show them proof that they're the ones that disrespected you. But you're supposed to take it and be silent and not say anything. The devil is a liar. That would never happen in my club.
For a husband, she's not ready for family. She's not even ready for herself. Love isn't about one person getting everything. It's about two people giving everything. And it's time women remembered that too. When do we...
Most men can't handle...
All right, so...
being with a conductor.
I'm going to show you guys. This is going to be the last one. We're going to end it, guys. We're going to end it. Because I'm getting up out of here. I got things to do. I got to get me something to eat. And I thank you for everyone that tapped in on today. I really appreciate it. But let's see what this woman's saying is true. This is the last one. This will be the last one, guys. And then we're going to end this stream. And thank you for everybody that tuned in. But you guys are seeing where old Keshias are causing the issue that we're having today in broader society. All right, let's listen to what this woman said.
For the women that they loved. Men used to build houses from the ground up with their bare hands for the woman that they loved. Men would go and work in coal mines and steel mills, endangering their life just to bring their whole checks to their wives because they loved them. Men used to stand out in front of a woman's house and profess their love by serenading her with flowers and R&B music at the top of their...
And men have always been the truer romantics. But that was a time when women were better. But even then, men were compromising their masculinity because men had a lot of times putting a woman's emotions above his. What she's saying is true, and women then were better. But I will argue that men back then was wrong to some degree because women are the prize of man. Man is not the prize of woman. Woman is the prize of man. Man is not the prize of woman. But when a woman compliments that man, then they both benefit. She compliments him by honoring him. But men are not doing that. Women say they want to be treated special again. Get treated special for what? Get treated special for what?
Their lungs because they loved them and they wanted everybody to know that's my woman and I love her. And now we are online arguing about who's going to go 50-50 and whether or not we should go Dutch on the first date. Now the ladies are complaining that the men won't spend no money. They won't do nothing for me. I want to point out that it might be because everything that man could possibly work for that's of value, you give it all away online. Your booty is the main attraction of all of your photos on your Instagram. Twerking seems to be your only skill set on the TikTok. And you are proud to post your smoking and your drinking and your sexual exploits on the Facebooks and the Snapchats, right? What do they left to pay for? What do they have left to work for? And regardless if y'all want to admit the truth or not, men are territorial. Men like to possess things. That's just how they're made. They are.
But they'll get mad at you when a man asks a woman about a body count. Not understanding that masculine men don't want a woman that's been ran through. That's why men ask about body counts. Because men value the woman that he deigned to be his wife. Masculine men don't have to follow other men plowshare in their wife, plowshare in their wife. But see, men now can't have any kinds of standards. They can't have no kind of standard. They can't make any kinds of demands without being shamed or ridiculed. Because once again, we live in a world where men are not allowed to have standards anymore. If a man has standards, he's toxic. It's toxic masculinity. And he doesn't say anything because the world hasn't told him that he has needs, wants. He can have needs, wants, and desires too. And it's a problem. That's why guys are saying they're not getting married anymore.
They are made to go out, hunt, gather, and conquer. Y'all like it when they making all the money, right? But they want to be able to say, that's my woman, that's my family, that's my home. The more we tell these men that we don't want you, we don't need you, and I can do what I want to do, my body, my choice, the less they feel like they need to be responsible for you. That might be why we're not getting what we want. Well, not us, but them. Men used to go to...
Ever wonder how
the woman running the household?
Right,
she running the household.
We're gonna stop it here. And I do agree with what Slip Limited said. I love that quote. They get the best of her, yet you get the rest of her. And I agree with that fundamentally 100%. Guys, we're going to hear. Shout out to Gregory Scotland and Sister Bashua for the $20 super chat. They're the #1 sponsors. Shout out also to River Vado Network for showing love. I appreciate it. Guys, we're going to end it here. Thank you to everybody that showed love on tonight. I will be coming back on tomorrow, a pre-record, and also on Sunday, a very timely conversation that needs to be addressed. And yeah, it's gonna be a good show. So thank you to everyone that tuned in, to those that donated, Brother Gregory, Sister Bashua, Brother Ray Johnson, Top Gun, and I don't know who else donated. Somebody else donated too. But anyway, guys, we're going to end it here. So once again, guys, thank you for tuning in. We're going to end it in a minute. And we're going to end this show on a good note, guys. And I appreciate it. You guys tapping in once again.
Fire! For your mind. Kosher clinician.
All right, guys, we're going to end it. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to end it.
Hands low, it was simple. When the ends low, switch the tempo. When my friends low, it was simple. When the ends low, switch the tempo. I go right, I go hard, I go tight, I go fight, I go down, I go strike, I go hard day and night, yeah. I go hard day and night, wonder why, no surprise, see that hate in their eyes. My brother's better than me, I got the game in the sweets. What would you do for some green? What would you do for some blues? Don't pick and choose the film of the cheese. Some people not built like that. Some people get killed like that. Pressure like water, lights, mortgage, I've been in that biz like that. Now I got kids like that. No wonder why I feel like that. Some people go to war for nothing. Me, I go to war for some. Some people need knives and guns. Same ones just talk and burn. Some people go to war for nothing. Me, I go to war for some. Some people need knives and guns. Same ones just talk and burn. When my friends go, it was simple. When the ends go, switch the tempo. I got right.
19 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. 19 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock, guys. Another good show. Old Keshia versus old Katherine. The saga begins or continues.
Praying for me, on me, all that. Told me it's not about balling. Real blessed, but I'm still spinning, man. What would you do for a win? What would you do for your friends? What if it's like it's a photo? What if the dogs pretend? What if you run to the end? What if you started again? This is real life, not a game. I come my battles to win. But some people gotta run for none. They are gonna run for some. Some people ain't never done. Some more shit talk to do. Some people gotta run for none. They are gonna run for some. Some people ain't never done. Some more shit talk to run. When my friends go, we'll simple. When the ends low, switch the tempo. I got right, I got hard, I don't die, I don't fight. I go down, then I strike. I go hard, day and night.